Artichoke. Here's that audio. I should probably turn the game down. 11's too many. Did I update my information? Oh, it's updated now. I got a twinge in my back. I'm going to take a medication for it. The illustrious ibuprofen. Anybody in the chat yet? Let's find out. I'm gonna guess no. Seems like no. Okay, well, let's just go to new game. And Jello Master's here, so nobody's in the chat. We're gonna just do some random crap, I think. We had made Rando the... Oh. This is going to be interesting. Dragon is good for a Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight is a very interesting class. And since we're playing on a Monday, we're slightly exhausted. Chaos Knights are very heavily determined by their starting corruptions. +4 learning, -6 will, +2 mana battery. Oh no. Do I even want to try playing a non-casting class that starts with mana battery? I don't think so. We're just gonna leave. So what mana battery does is it makes all the wands you pick up instantly drain all of their charges, which is very bad for melee characters. If you're a wizard, it can actually be a good thing because it recharges your power points, or it gives you max power points. But for Chaos Knight, it is a little difficult to make it do. Let's see what we roll. Female Dark Elf Paladin. Okay, this should be fairly easy to play as, depending on what our stats are. Wolf is not very good, but not worthless either. And we'll go pick Alert and Miser so that we can find more magic items. Or miss more items. What's the name for a rando paladin? What's the chat say? Okay. So we are a Dark Elven Paladin. What kind of weapons are we dealing with? Just some short swords. Okay. Starting with some Elven Chainmail. What's our stats? Strength could be better. Toughness could be better. Mana is pretty good. Our stats are highly mediocre. That's fine. Let's take a look at what our skills are. So, being a Paladin Dark Elves have really great skills, at least. So, we're going to be free to pick up the Druid quest rather than the Village Dungeon quest, because we already know healing. And we'll just talk to the little girl. Why, yeah, we got walk jiggles. Commence the jiggling. Okay, where's the food store at? It should be down here. Okay. Let's go ahead and buy some Is there any cursed food here? I can't afford more than... I can't afford more than one food no matter what, so... We bought a ration. Okay. I'm not going to worry about most things, but I am going to go to the small cave, enter it, and then leave. And I think I will look for the goblin encampment. There we go. Let's eat a spider bread. Let's go learn pickpocketing. And also go by the shop in order to identify some stuff. Ring of Luck. Potion of Balance. What would Potion of Balance do for us? Let me take out the old mathematic tool. Add up all of our stats. So 11 plus 18 plus 14 plus 8 plus 11 plus 16 plus 18 plus 16 divided by 9 puts it at around 13. If we bless it, it would be 16. So we would lose a willpower and a mana, but gain everything else. So that Potion of Balance could be valuable if we can find a blessed Potion of Water. And I've got auto pickup turned on. I forget how to turn it off. Auto pickup. Something bad happened. Okay, did the game crash? It crashed, but then revived itself. Extra healing, slow poison. And we are running away now. Because that guy can probably kill us. Okay, then we can run away. I'm going to save and quit and then reload and restart the... I want to restart the program to see if that'll bring the audio back. There we go. And we're playing as Perpy. We'll eat another spider loaf. So we were able to outrun that guy because being at a certain level of... So our first kill was a kobold. Somebody remember that for me. Music seems kind of loud. Okay, we're just going to leave the puppy cave for now, though. We're going to go to the beginning dungeon. Our main goals are to find some equipment and to find an altar. Gloves are not worth using. Was not able to pick... I never realized we're hungry, too. Was not able to pick up a pickpocketing skill while in the town. Eat that goblin. So I'm not worrying about first kill in this run. My goal is just to beat the game. Orange potion could be useful. Level 2. Healing is very important. Alertness is very good. Literacy is going to be important if I want to cast any spells. Whoa-ho, a altar. Do I want to try converting to neutrality right now, or... Let's just see what happens. This might convert the altar to chaotics, which I'm not super into. That altar is also not well placed for the... Now we're going to go to Coward. We're going to remove our chainmail. And our sword, and our boots, and our missile weapons. And we are going to equip in our missile slot our gold. And then we're going to drop everything. We're going to offer this guy up. Okay, we got an altar. Chaotic altars are dangerous, but any altar at all is useful. Because we're a paladin, all of our starting equipment is blessed. Let's go ahead and wear the boots for no real reason. So the reason chaotic altars are dangerous is that if I step on the altar, that goblin will sacrifice me to its dark gods, and I will instantly die. But finding an altar this early in an early dungeon is really useful. I'm hopeful to find a lawful altar, though, because I tend to prefer being lawful. Kick. Just because being lawful is just easier and better than being chaotic or neutral. More healing, more literacy, more athletics, I think. And we are certainly going to pick up Treasure Hunter as our talent. We're getting hungry very fast, even though being of the wolf star sign should mean that food is more nutritious for us. I should have looked to see how much that potion of balance cost. So I could know what I would have to pay for it, because it would be useful to obtain. Don't eat rattling archers. Hello, Mastazal. Yeah, hungry like a wolf. Indeed. More athletics, more healing, more literacy. And our toughness increased. I'll pick up that shield and equip it. There's an altar right upstairs, so I shouldn't equip it right away. It would cost nothing to... that's just a leather girdle. Okay, we're very hungry, so I should eat. And we should kill this flame beetle. Because if it dropped a corpse, it could be useful to get the resist fire intrinsic. So paladins have a pretty straightforward play style. You have good skills, you're tough, you're good at weapons. You have okay powers, you can cast spells eventually. That's dangerous. A pit viper. I should pick up that crude spear. Okay. Pit vipers came from a pit. Some creature fell into a pit, and the pit vipers from within spilled forth. Find weakness is what we want more of. Find weakness is what makes Dark Elves very exceptional paladins. Because it's a skill that paladins are otherwise lacking in, usually. And Find Weakness is the best skill for melee characters. That giant hit the shit out of us. We have low toughness. I should eat that bone. The thing that is most likely to kill us right now is actually traps. Because our armor is good. Yeah, our domains are ancient of status. A melon. Yeah, crunch, munch, crunch. The bones are crunchy. There was some dungeon over here I didn't explore. Chop up that Hearthling. Whips are good, and I'll eat that goblin. Whips aren't precisely good, but if I ever want to become neutral, I could whip myself. So let's go play with that chaotic altar a little bit more. We need to drop everything of unknown status using W. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Metal cap. No, not. I want to look at one-handed weapons. Crude spear is probably better than... Yeah, crude spear is pretty good. Whip, pretty terrible. But that's not what I need it for. We got a shield. That shield's actually pretty okay. We got some tome. And some potions. I'll probably leave that tome here. Let's go look at this saber real quick. Alas, it is cursed. Cursed papyrus. Depends on what you think of papyrus in general. But we shall leave it here, so that it will, when we are smarter than we are now, we can attempt to read it. I'm going to eat that orc. Eat that goblin. Thank you for the sub, Minibot. So that room damaged our perception. Because we weren't pretty enough. Which is crazy, because 16 appearance is actually pretty high. I think 18 is the cutoff point. If your appearance is high enough, it raises your charisma. Don't eat kobolds. The kobold trap master made a trap. And set us on fire and destroyed our holy symbol. Forgot what my sub-gif... Oh, the sub-gif is the skull, right? It's the level 5 death skull surrounded by cookies. I know the other gif is the Yoshi's cookies doing other things. I need to check my Twitch alerts to see if the thing that... to see if it still plays simple and clean in its entirety if you donate at least... Was it $5 or $10? Should be both donations and bits, but I didn't have the best of luck. We can now cure diseases. Fine, weakness, and I think alertness. And we definitely want Probably healthy or porter. I'm going to go with healthy because of how weak we are. I'll eat that goblin. What is Perpy? Perpy is a dark elven paladin. It's just a spear. Which is a pretty good... Spider bread is rare. Pretty good class race combination. We are of the wolf, which is a bad star sign, but whatever. We could have fire resistance, but probably do not have fire resistance. And I just felt like playing ADOM, and I want to get back into the swing of streaming things since I'm no longer being cooked alive by overtime. Icky potion. Shell armor is typically pretty terrible. So let's go down. Into here. A book. A black tome. Restrained, so we're going to have to drop something eventually. I might drop my ring mail here. Yeah, let's drop some of my stuff. There we go. The square lock. What does our square key look like? Uncursed. Sure, we'll lock the door. Just keep people from stealing our stuff. Frots. And I'll eat that bat, but now I'm bloated. Okay. So we're exploring the Druid dungeon just because it's a dungeon we can explore. At the bottom of it, there will be a very nasty man. And we do not want to fight him yet, or perhaps... No, we want to fight him, just not yet. Brass knuckles are a fairly rare item. If I was a monk, I would be very pleased to have brass knuckles. Okay, don't melee the eyes. A watery potion is a potion of water, which means we can probably get that potion of balance and use it to jack our stats. Or use it to likely. Do we have music as a skill? We don't. Okay. Yeah, the minimap is just the ASCII version. I think if I hit F10, I can just play in ASCII. Yeah, but I like playing with the tile set better. The minimap's useful though, because it lets you see the whole dungeon level at once. That guy's a tough guy. My apple rotted. I don't want that hat. Who wears a hat? Ooh, Blink Dog. Okay, Blinky. Feed me your children. So blink dogs, if you eat their corpse, will let you control teleportation. So finding a blink dog is pretty good. Crank that alertness up. And I named Blinky Blinky because I can tell Blinky from its children, because the children will not have the little star over their head. I probably shouldn't let myself get cornered like that. At some point, Blinky will stop spawning new blink dogs, and at that point, I'll just have to kill Blinky. But if I can get a Blink Dog corpse, I would be very pleased. We'll get one eventually. But getting one now while I'm already chaotic is a good thing. Because Blink Dogs are lawful creatures, so killing them shifts your alignment down. Getting a Dark Sage corpse would also be pretty good. But we didn't. Plus I can train my first aid by getting hit by Blinky. Are you done, Blinky? Do you have any... I think Blinky's done. Okay, didn't get a corpse. That's okay. Blink Dogs are not so difficult to find in the Infinite Dungeon. I wonder if there's a hidden door. Oh man, there was a hidden door at the end of that long hallway. An opal ring. Yeah, Blinky was out of kids to summon. Too many blinky dogs. A wand. I should pick up rocks to get... as I do want to train my strength by being burdened. Ah, hello, Jaggajazists. We're playing some ADOM. Stab the wolf. Yeah, the apple was not a blessed apple. It rotted away. Oh, a chaos servant already. I'm out of ammunition. What do I have the most of? Arrows. Yeah, I don't like playing with ASCII as much. I played a lot of ASCII back in the day, and then they made the tile set, and I just liked it more. I could eat that least demon corpse to become cursed. This is a random character run, so I'm just trying to get a ending. I've streamed an ultra ending before. Yeah, you can throw arrows. I don't think they do very much damage when thrown. This is in Stone Keep. Was a tough bat. If I do anything special, it would only be Rolf Quest, which I think you can do as Dark Elf. But I really don't like Rolf Quest at all. It's the wrong kind of randomness, if you ask me. At least our toughness is going up, but our toughness is now maximum. Okay. That is not very good. But we'll find we're done here. Yeah, roguelike mode. Just hit the old random button to generate this character. I'm going to kill that frog. You are dead, frog. We ended up as a Dark Elven Paladin of the Wolf. What level am I? 8? Yeah, we need our symbol of J to touch the water. That's just a regular broadsword, but I'll pick it up. Wolf gives you 3 to willpower, 3 to perception, and makes food more nutritious. which is low on the lower end of what star signs can do. That goblin corpse immediately rotted. Compared to, like, the best... I'll pick up a metal cap, why not? Compared to the best star sign of, like, Candle, which... Let's go ahead and pick all this up. Which, Candle makes praying easier, doubles your health regeneration rate, and gives you a free talent. There are a couple quests that care about the first monster that you killed. More specifically, how many of the first monster you've killed. If you're doing an ultra ending, it only matters to know how many of them you've killed. If you want to do the Old Barbarian quest, you want to know what monster you've killed, so you can go kill 20 of them. And I believe our first kill was Kobold, because I just wasn't caring too muchly about it. I think that's just an iron ingot. Let's go identify some of our stuff. Actually, no. Let's go buy that potion and kill that mean boy who's trying to kill me. Let's eat our spider bread. Because we're dark elves, we like the spider bread. It's a torf. Okay, Barnabas, I want your potion. That's a lot of money, but I'm willing to pay it. Yep, cats suck, and I don't know if I'm going to pay attention to cats or not. I'll try not to kill cats, but if I get cornered by a cat, I'm not going to be too sad about it. That goblin was too smart, but not smart enough. Okay, we have holy water. So let's go ahead and dip that potion of balance into this holy water. And place your bets. Do you have any artifacts? No. I may set about getting one here soon, though. I might get pre-crowned. Do I want to get pre-crowned right now? I always do this when I stream ADOM. Is the first stream, I always have to ask myself, do I want to get pre-crowned? Because it takes a long time, and it's boring, and it's not very good stream watching. I might just end the stream and get pre-crowned off camera later. Okay, so let's drink this potion of balance. You feel balanced. So we gain... I didn't exactly see what we gained or lost. You probably didn't actually gain that much because of our strength and toughness being capped. But we lost some meaningless skill points and gained some meaning... Basically, everything above 16 probably got raised, and everything below 16 probably got lowered. Yeah, our toughness and our strength are capped, so... they cannot be raised in this way. Let's look at our scrolls. We have no scroll that we have more than the others, so we probably don't have any identify scrolls yet. So I think I found some ring mail, but it's just ring mail, which our chain mail is much better than. We found a ring, but don't blind equip rings. We have a broadsword we could test, but it's probably not going to be better than this. That broadsword's actually pretty good, but less damage than our orcish spear. Means it'll be worth some pretty good money. Okay, so we didn't learn that much, and I'll get pre-crowned later. So we're going to leave, and we're going to leave our books here, and then we're going to go to Puppy Cave. Oh, I'll try out that metal cap. It's probably the exact same as my current metal cap. So you go away, you go away. I'll keep the broadsword as a backup weapon. Drop the hand crossbow. Drop the ingots. And drop our gold. Okay. Yes, there are auto-cursing items. Like if it was the least harmful auto-curse it could be, it would be like Ring of the Fish, which would be annoying, but not bad. We also have a pool, but I'm not going to drink from the pool yet. Having a pool very close to an altar is pretty... So there is Labath anyway. I don't know what that means. But we're in the puppy cave. We don't need to eat that orc. We're already satiated. Well, I forgot to pick up pickpocketing. I don't really like pickpocketing anyways. Stole that worm sausage. The sausage of the earth is the worm. I'll pick up a sling and some rocks. Let's start training our sling up. Any new quests in this version? The last quest that I think they added was the Rolf quest, which is a really big end-game quest that is very annoying to do because it relies on random drops. And you can never kill a dwarf. So the Rolf quest not only adds randomness to the game, it also adds another cat to the game. And nobody likes cats. I mean, I like cats in real life, but I don't like cats in ADOM. Very, very often I have killed many a cats. What talents do I have? Alert, Miser, Treasure Hunter, and Healthy, I believe. I do go for Treasure Hunter early. So there are ants on this floor. Let's see if we can kill them when we find them. Find weakness means we can probably kill the ants pretty fast. There are naturally hostile dwarves. They can just spawn as a random monster. They're relatively rare. Less rare if you're a dark elf. Every time somebody buys Caves of Cud, they add another crab. And I do need to play more caves. Yes, the surly dwarf. Where are the ants at? Here they are. So you're looking for an ant corpse. As ant corpses give acid resistance. I don't think we're getting an ant corpse, though, unless the ant queen herself gives us one. Nope. Okay. No ant corpse. C'est la vie. Or as they say in France, c'est la vie. They say that the Guild of Industrious Brutal Muggers writes really confusing manuals. That is a hint about the IBM Guild manual, the Industrious Brutal Muggers. If you read the IBM Guild manual, you become permanently confused. Which is not actually that big of a deal. Usually praying will get rid of the... See, here's a naturally occurring hostile dwarf. And I can't really do anything about him. So let's see how long I can get him to follow me. You can't really do the cat thing either, where you just lock the dwarves into rooms, because they can dig. Lolly-ho indeed. A wand shop. Let's see. Door creation, digging light, magic missiles, knocking light, wand of teleportation, cold, fire, stunning, magic missile. And these are all relatively cheap. I want that wand of teleportation and that wand of cold. And probably that wand of digging too. But we're not going to be able to buy all of it yet, so we'll buy what we can. So the dwarf doesn't like me because I'm both a dark elf and I'm chaotic. Okay, I'm stunned. So that dwarf is probably just outside milling around, and he's going to... Yeah, there he is. You can sometimes lose aggressive monsters around corners. Or I can hope he gets stuck in a web. And lock the door. I don't know where the downstairs is, though. I have an idea where it has to be. Neutral monsters sometimes help you with aggressive monsters, but not often. Sometimes you can use them to sort of trick the AI. Or get them stuck. There we go. Getting a lot of reps in with our spear. Herbs. And more ants. Well, our main goal is to find and stabilize as many herb patterns as we can. Which is not looking like many, actually. That one's not going to live. Here's a friendly goblin. Getting some levels. Let's see. Gonna go with Porter because we're not very strong. So let's hope we can get some surviving herb patterns. But it looks like we haven't. But that's okay. We can eventually get herbs growing here. We just need a lot of holy water. If it's weird, it counts as killing them if they die in a door trap that you triggered. if you get them to walk on top of a trap, even one you've made, it doesn't count. At least for cats. Not sure about dwarves, but for cats, if you kick a door trap and the door trap explodes, that's on you. Cat death is your fault. But if you create a wand, if you use a wand of trap creation to lure the cat on top of a fireball trap, that's not your fault. It's inconsistent. Can I get a ant corpse, please? No, but I can get a... is this a scimitar? A mithril scimitar? I don't know. The best way to not kill cats is to have lots of castings of the teleport spell. Well, the best way to deal with cats is to be a druid, because animals just aren't going to attack you if you're a druid. The second best way is to have a lot of castings of the teleport spell, and then you just teleport the cats as they get close to you. The next best way is to lock them into rooms, and then to use a trap. Wands of trap creation are inconsistent, because you won't always get a trap that will kill a cat. Man, I'm just not getting many corpses here, am I? No, I'm not. At least this ant spawner is spawning more ants than previous. And there's the lady herself. Okay, let's not... Let's fight on... very defensive. Let's fight on defensive. Okay, we killed the ant. Yeah, if you have a companion, you can just order your companion to kill whatever, and then that's fine. But I've never liked companions that much. And when did we get so hungry? Cavernous level. A right terror. I should pick up that stone. Oh, that stone, mace, in case we have to fight a blah. Ooh. Take note of this, humble viewers at home. A lawful altar in a convenient spot. I should find a way to... What do I want here? Athletics, dodge, healing. Definitely try to kill the were-rat first. Kind of obliged me in doing. To me, this sounds like music from Fable. Don't melee square slimes. Sure. So Cavernous levels spawn lots of monsters, so that Lawful Altar is going to be great if I want to get pre-crowned. Don't melee karmic lizards either. Oh man, that ooze is kicking my ass. Let's go ahead and pray. Being a paladin will mean that we'll be able to pray easier than normal. My favorite race is definitely Dark Elf. I've played more Dark Elves than anything. Hearing a distant wind doesn't make me very happy here. My favorite race? Oh man. We might die here. Trying to wait off this poison using... Okay, we waited out our poison. Favorite class? I don't really know. Probably monk. Although Dark Elves aren't very good at playing monks. Well, they're okay at playing monk, but they're not the best. But Dark Elves just having pretty good stats for my playstyle, having access to find weakness. Can I get a corpse? No, but I can get freaking poisoned again. And that was a tarantula, which means we have a reasonable chance to just die here. Birth sign. I just cheap out and say my favorite birth sign's candle, just because it's the best. Is that a ice or a crystal statue? That might spell our doom. I think, can statues break down doors? I don't know. I don't want to eat a Dark Elven warrior. Okay, we're no longer poisoned. So, somewhere around here there is a corpse of a little dog. So I know... Okay, Grey Ooze. We have a weapon for that. But I don't want to use it. Just in case. That stone club is cursed. It will be no good to equip it. Okay. Dropping all my potions and scrolls because that was a baby white dragon. And the ice could destroy my secret potions. Ah. Okay, I think we're resistant to fire. Because we did eat a fire beetle corpse earlier. But my sling was destroyed. Ah, shit. Hag has it in for us. We die! Man, an Annis Hag was a lot stronger than I thought. Yeah, she cursed one of our potions, but I thought that Annis Hags weren't, like, that nasty. But no. Punched right through me. Let's take a look at our stuff. We died. Mm-hmm. We killed almost 400 monsters. We're slightly tainted by chaos. And the winner was Giant Ant Warriors, I'm pretty sure. Well. Let's go to main menu and try again. I don't want to play... I don't want to play this character. We're Legolas! It named us Legolas by default. I really hate thieves, so I'm not going to play a bad thief character. You could say that there's not much reason to randomly roll a character if you're just not going to play characters you hate. But why not? We're getting another female dark elf, only this time it's a priest. And we also have a bad starting sign. Unicorn is fairly bad. But Dark Elven priests are pretty good. We're going to take Alert Miser. Medibot, name my Dark Elven priests. Calling on Medibot to do this. If they're still, like, paying attention. If they're not, then I'll just name it the last thing they said that I liked. Up, they're here. Okay, powerful name. The Mulchin Mole. Alright. So let's take a look at our stuff. Starting with a club isn't so bad. Hey, but we have a killing spell as one of our first spells. Which not all priests get killing spells with their starting spell books. So we have a lightning bolt as a spell. And darkness is also a reasonably useful spell. We start off with Elven Chainmail. Anything else good? Some potions of water, some spider bread. Our learning is incredibly low, though. And our literacy is pretty bad. Well, but our strength is actually pretty great. So is our toughness. I want to go by this little place here and just drop off my books. I'm not even going to try reading them yet. So, like our paladin, we already have healing and herbalism, so we already have healing, so we can just take the druid quest. We'll find the little girl, wherever she's at. There's the blow up the baby water dragon. Yeah, we were missing hit points because we started on a Monday. Whenever you start a character on a Monday, it says you feel slightly exhausted. And it's possible to have a character with such low toughness that the damage you take from starting on a Monday is enough to kill you, which is not a bug. That is intended behavior. So I can buy a uncursed large ration and a cursed large ration with how much money we have. Let's go down here. Go look at the a beggar. I don't want a beggar to be my first kill. I'll take a spear though, and a bow. That's a friendly orc. Let's just find the hidden dwarven or hidden encampment. Where are you at, hidden encampment? I mean, I know you're here, hidden goblin encampment. Hidden goblin encampment? Here we go. We'll just have our first kill be a goblin rock thrower. Or goblin. Okay. Goblin destroyed. And now I can kill that beggar. Wazam! Rapid healing. Nice. Bracers of boxing. Not as nice. A potion of invisibility. Bless. Cure disease is fairly good. Amulet of balance and amulet of light are both excellent items. We might rob that place at some point. Yes, teach me about pickpocketing. We'll be at 1. Okay, step into Puppy Cave. Exit the Puppy Cave. Step into here. Pick up these. Take them here. Drop them here. I'm doing that so they won't get damaged. So, because we're a dark elf, whenever we're outside, our perception drops. That's why we only have 10 perception outside. Whereas inside we have 18, which is really high. So, priests are spellcasters. Similar to wizards, but a little less powerful. They're a little better at fighting, they start a little better equipped, and they have detect item status as a skill. Which means that most of the time when you pick up an item, you know what its blessed, uncursed, cursed status is going to be. Which is a truly useful ability. And in fact, playing a Dark Elven Priest is probably my preferred way to play a priest. Okay. And we'll pick up Treasure Hunter, because we're going to want many books. But it's going to be a while before our scholastic career begins. It might even be as far as getting to Dwarf Town. Because when we get to Dwarf Town, we can actually just pay money to have our stats increased. The only other way to increase my learning would be to try reading some of my books. Which, if I have some useless books, if I find, like, Tomes of Light and Tomes of Darkness. No, we have a Spellbook of Darkness. Can I cast spells? Yeah, I have a few spells. Ooh, that's a Mithril Axe. But it's cursed. I believe if you start on Friday the 13th, you are cursed. You start the game cursed. Much like if you start the game on Thomas Biscup, the creator of the game. If you start the game on his birthday, you start off with Fate Smiles. You can also start the game on the day that the Kickstarter for this version of the game succeeded. And you can find a special amulet of life-saving for sale in the black market, if that black market is generated on the special day. Actually, I might want that whip. I can use it to become neutral. At least we're finding money. Oh, we got a tension room, though. Hopefully it is not a mixed tension room. And is it this? Alright. Darkness. I don't have a light source yet, so I'm not going to do anything. Getting very low rolls on my skill ups. I hate dark rooms because it's very easy to kill cats in them. Okay, tension room is just rats. I can just hold left. Spellbooks of Darkness, though. I might just read those. Learn. The pixie was trying to pickpocket me. Okay. So we increased our knowledge of the darkness spell. And that's probably all there is to this dungeon. I'll pick up some bracers, though. We can now turn undead. See, now our literacy went up quite a bit there. And I'm going to pick up healthy again. Okay. Now we can go back down here. Tinderbox might be useful, but probably won't be, since we're going to find Spellbooks of Light. So I'm looking for, among chief things, any altar. Which is what every low-level character is looking for at the beginning. Yes, altars are... Ooh, here we go. That's even a well-placed altar. How long have I been streaming? Only an hour? This is kind of an ideal circumstance upon which to get pre-crowned. The only thing I really need is some, like, more food. I can go buy more food if I need it. Yeah, let's just bite the bullet on this one. Ooh, I can get a... Don't let the large orc kill me. could maybe get a crude spear. Don't step on the altar. Throw one of your spears at me. Thank you. Okay. Replace our club with something better, which seems to be that crude spear. Replace our boots with iron boots. Okay, so let's drop... Wait, I could equip a cloak too. Okay. So this next part is going to be a little boring. What we're going to do is we're going to attract monsters of all sorts. Get them to walk on top of that thing. And then sacrifice them. If at any point I actually step on the altar whilst doing this, if it's an intelligent monster, it can sacrifice me instead. So this is why I don't particularly like chaotic altars and being chaotic. This is very dangerous. Being lawful is better in almost every single way. Because every altar has its downside. For chaotic altars, you can sacrifice any monster on it, regardless of its alignment. But if you step on it, they can sacrifice you. If you're neutral, and you're using a neutral altar, you only sacrifice chaotic or lawful monsters. If you sacrifice, that's a construct won't work. If you sacrifice a neutral monster, it'll make your god angry. And in the weird circumstance that you are either lawful or neutral, standing on a neutral monster, and there's a neutral intelligent monster by you, it can also sacrifice you to the altar. Okay, it just picked up some of my stuff. Whereas if you're lawful, the only downside to a lawful altar is... Okay, you're a homunculus. Is that you can't sacrifice lawful monsters to a lawful altar. There's not very many of those. They're exceptionally rare. The only common one is a blink dog. So lawful altars are just really good. But we're doing this to a end. Let me look this up real quick. ADOM altar. I want to see what my piety needs to be in order to be pre-crowned. We are getting spiritually invincible. We need to get 2 more levels before we can get pre-crowned anyways. We are playing as a dark elven priest of the unicorn. And I sort of started setting myself up to pre-crown early. But it's okay. I should drop the tiny. Actually, do I have... missiles of another sort? Not really. I just have a lot of rocks. Okay. I usually pre-crown. It's a big pain in the butt, but it's often worth it. Not always worth it, merely often worth it. And I often go for ultra endings, which I don't think this character will. And in ultra endings, you just need all the artifacts you can get. There's a very small chance that this crude battle axe is very good. It's not. What's our strength cap? 19? Okay, then there's reason to walk around strained if I can get to it. But I've also gotten some extremely good stuff for pre-crowning it. The ultra ending that I streamed quite a while ago, we got the Wizard Boomerang as our pre-crown. And Sonic Boom, the artifact Boomerang, was a very, very excellent Blink Dog. I guess it's Blinku this time. Come on, Blinku. Show me your babies. There we go. Hey, we got a Blink Dog corpse. Can I get... I'm not going to try to get two. I don't have any way to cook it, so there's not really a reason to. Eat it. Yeah, we got teleport control. There's another Blink Dog. Ah, Hatsune Blinku. Yes, that is one thing it could be. I do so enjoy the Miku. I rarely listen to any of her music other than an ancient cover of a Yes song by Hatsune Miku. We finally got a shield. It's okay. Yeah, teleportation control will be very, very useful. In fact, it'll be beyond useful. It will be necessary. But if I can get another level, we'll go up and get pre-crowned, and it'll be very boring. But we might get Wizard Boomerang. If I got Sonic Boom again, I'd be pretty happy. Avoid the darkness. It's a little raccoon. They're digging animals. Stab the doggy. Okay, come here, guys. I want to stab you with my spear. A squeaking noise. I might need to go buy some food if I do intend to get pre-crowned. Okay, didn't accidentally kill a cat in the darkness. Which I've definitely done before. Because when you're in darkness, you just attack whatever's in front of you when you press forward. And you attack and kill a cat in the darkness. It still counts towards the cat lord. Ah, books. You'd think most tomes would be rune covered, wouldn't you? Because all a rune is a specific kind of letter. They say that elemental altars can only be converted by the most faithful. I don't actually know if that's true or not. All I know is that we are strained. That what is true of dwarves? I forgot the train of thought that was to the beginning of already. Oh yeah, then yeah, if you kill a dwarf in darkness, then yes, that counts towards it. So we're talking about Cats. I want to see Cats, the movie, because it looks terrifying. It looks like a living nightmare, and I'm into it. Your muscles feel stronger. So I'm not too big into musicals in general. The only musical I can think of that I've seen and really enjoyed was Fiddler on the Roof. But the film Cats looks terrifying. I want to stop moving. There we go. Close you. Close you. Drop this stuff. And basically just drop everything over here except for something to eat. Ah. Well, Cats was written by T.S. Eliot. And then adapted to stage by one... I should pick that up. By one Andrew Lloyd Webber. And everybody loves Andrew Lloyd Webber. Okay, Loth seems to be very close to you. So we have favors you, greatly favors you, before we can get pre-crowned. We have to be careful not to get actually crowned, which could happen. And wouldn't be, like, disastrous if we got crowned. It just, I wouldn't want to be a chaotic champion. I didn't even see that black Curseling. You can't sacrifice zombies because they're undead, but I'm pretty sure you can sacrifice zombie corpses. Well, I think it's one of T.S. Eliot's, like, for fun projects that... I think it's called The Book of Practical Cats. I forget exactly what it was. But T.S. Eliot was a serious author who wrote stories and poems about cats for fun. And those ended up being about as famous as everything else he did, which I don't know how that would... It makes me think of, like, an early case of you are an artist online, but the only thing people like is your Pokemon drawings. Yeah, the gods are weird. We don't want animate zombies, but if you can find that zombie corpse, that's as good as anything. It's because corpses count as food, and you can sacrifice food. Like, gargoyles are constructs, so you can't sacrifice them. But I think you can sacrifice gargoyle corpses, which are unique in that they're some of the only constructs that leave corpses. I don't want to let a green worm live, because worms will reproduce, and levels can only support so many monsters. So any monster that's on the map that is not one I can sacrifice is bad. You also can't sacrifice anything other than the original worm. I want to kill you instead of sacrifice you. Okay. Spider corpses are something that we are in desperate need of, because they grant poison resistance. That sounds like something Andrew Lloyd Webber would do. So we're looking for favors you greatly as the next text thing to display. So we're not all that far off, because it goes favors you greatly, then after favors you greatly, it gives you... You give me a rusty crude spear? You load of codswallop, you. Come on, orc. Didn't even have the dignity to throw a proper spear at me. Had to find a rusted one to do. Yep, this is absolutely beautiful viewing. Yep, Weber did Phantom of the Opera. And he also did Joseph and the Technicolor Rain, Technicolor whatever. And Jesus Christ Superstar. There's probably more he's done. I think I'm going to go need to buy some food. So we shall leave momentarily after this Black Cursling. Favors you greatly. We're not that far off. Okay, let's buy some food. Feed me. This is a classic problem. Whenever you try to lead one monster back to the altar, undoubtedly more than one monster is going to gather in front of you to make your attempts unprofitable. But we're almost there. We have to keep telling ourselves that. Just picking up this stuff too. Worms are bad. Yeah, camp for normies is right. If you want real camp, you gotta watch some John Waters, who decided that if filth was going to become mainstream, then he would make such filth as could not possibly be such. Ah, dang it. Didn't mean to kill that kobold. I wanted to sacrifice it. Okay, kids, that didn't take so long. So So extremely close to you. That means we can pre-crown. So everybody place your bets. What kind of artifact are we going to get? Place your bets. Place your bets. Place your bets. You pray to Lolth. Rewarded for your perseverance. Ah, Tallow is betting on a cape. TK Cat is going for Sonic Boom. Scroll tokens at 420. Kiryu has a Kiryu has a bleak prediction of Black Tome. Gem-studded helmet. We got Third Eye. I'm just going to look up on the wiki what it does. I'm fairly certain I remember what Third Eye does. But it's a fairly good one. It is an artifact. It modifies defensive value by 4 and protection value by 0. It grants your perception attribute by +8 and grants the ability to see invisible things. Not great, but not terrible. I've definitely gotten much, much worse pre-crown gifts. Let's just pick up what I need. I could use yeah, let's see. I'll carry... Do I have a helmet on? Yep. Do I have a helmet on right after I pick up a new special thing? Let's take a look at that battle axe and that broadsword. Well, let's just pick up all of our ranged weapons, and our quarrels, and our arrows, and we have a blanket, a pine saw. Somehow I never... We'll also read our... We'll read this tome and leave the other tomes here. Try to train up our intelligence. Oh, I am also reminded that I need to bless my water while I'm here. Because holy water is very useful. Let's go eat that ration that I dropped. A climbing set. It's a fairly rare item. It's not super useful because you can get some for free. I think the Mystery Dungeon... I don't know if the Mystery Dungeon games were bad roguelikes. I know people who swear by them, but they were certainly random games. And if you play too much random game, either the dungeon game will swallow you, or you'll just learn to love the pain. Like, this game is very... This game's a lot, and I still play it after all this time. I was going to check my weapons. None of them are very good. Yeah, the Mystery Dungeon games are definitely roguelikes. They just have different trappings. Let's all talk about whether roguelike or Metroidvania is a worse name for anything. Which experience do I have? I might try to get the Tome of Donors. would have to do so before level 14. I might not care about the Tome of Donors. Yeah, I don't care about the Tome of Donors. I'm not doing any kind of ending that requires extra artifacts laying around. Ah, monsters. This is the last level of the Druid dungeon I'm willing to do. Let's just do the dang thing. Hey, everyone. I'm a wizard. I hit the wrong direction and blasted myself to death. I fat-fingered it. Oh, man, that is beautiful. I've never bounced myself to death on stream before. Ah, man. I killed myself by a lot, too. Just like that drill tweet. Yeah. Yeah, this is permanent death. I'm dead forever. See, I very rarely bounce myself. I'm usually fairly good about it. My most common death while being a spellcaster is by traps. Just dying early to traps or poison. So I hit 3 instead of hitting 6. So the bolt went down and it went into this block and then bounced between these 2 squares, hitting me repeatedly until I died. That's some good stuff. That's all I get for the Mulchin Mole. Ah, man. What a goober way to die. And I think on that note, I don't want to play the intro of the game yet again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to new game. Just see what our new class is. Human Male Raven Beast Fighter. Named Mangle Boy. So this is Mangle Boy. Mangle Boy is very tough and very strong. And Mangle Boy does not know how to use swords. And sadly, Mangle Boy is not an orc or a beast fighter, or not a orc or dark elf, so he doesn't know how to use weapon. Fine weakness, but yeah, 12 appearance is actually not that bad. But Mangle Boy only knows how to do one thing, and that's how to punch monsters. But we're not gonna play with Mangle Boy for now. That's gonna be actually sure. Let's play with Mangle Boy some. He's illiterate. He also knows how to heal, so I can yet again go to the Druid dungeon. I should also eat all of my apples right away, because they're just going to rot. Yeah, this boy mangles. So the life of a beast fighter is not a horribly complicated one. I should find the goblins, but I won't. I don't care about the goblins. Actually, I want to find the goblins. Yeah, whatever. I want the goblins, because there's armor at the goblin zone. And our first kill was a bandit. There we go. Let's try fighting the goblins after eating a piece of fresh meat. So Mangle Boy, all he does is he runs up to monsters and punches them. Right now, our weapon damage is not super great, but we're very strong and very tough. And we have lots of skills. Healing is going to be the most important one. And because we're a human, we get lots of skill ups. Swimming, I guess. Our damage is already greater. Actually, am I... Yeah, my weapon... I should be good. That was a goblin war chief, so he punched it too hard for me to enjoy myself. Okay, let's go punch the people here who were being mean to us. You. Food preservation's pretty nice. And we want Miser. So you don't want to use weapons as a beast fighter. It's actually fairly bad for you to use weapons or shields. So wands are of a great importance. But the main thing you do is you punch things, because your punch damage goes up as you level up. And humans are actually pretty good for it, because they level up faster than other races. It makes humans fairly decent monks as well. But the best race for beast fighter is probably orc. Because orcs have really high strength. Orcs know how to find weakness. I should probably pick up weapons that I can sell. Because everything else that... Like, medium shield's not going to be worth very much. But usually you just run into monsters and punch them. And you can become a right terror. The only danger of playing an orc, and one of the reasons I typically don't like orcs, is that you can get aged to death by eat the orc. Orc tastes like pork. Strength goes up. We are strong. Is that you can get aged to death by ghosts very quickly. Humans are afraid of ghosts as well, but not to the same degree. Trolls and orcs especially are very weak to ghosts. But beast fighters, very strong. You never have to worry about finding a weapon that you want. Because you are your weapon. Will eventually be... The main difficulty of playing as a beast fighter is that let me just think about my leveling up choices for a second. Is if there's monsters with very high protection values, it can be hard to critical them. And if you find a really valuable weapon, the best thing you can do with it is sell it. So, like, if you found, like, a murderous adamantium battle axe of penetration or something, it would just be a lump of money. Also, being illiterate, we can't read scrolls yet. We're going to have to become literate somehow. Of which there are a couple ways. Only one of them is anything adjacent to guaranteed. but we're already doing a lot of damage. And Mangle Boy is going to be even more manglesome as he gets larger. We need that torch. What was that corpse? Large bat? I'll eat a large bat. I don't know if I'll pre-crown Mangle Boy. If I do, I'm definitely not going to do it on camera, because if we get a weapon, then that's not very useful at all. Yeah, Mangle Boy is very angry looking, and he's going to look this way the entire game, because he is never going to use a shield or a weapon. Monks are another class that can do very well unarmed, but monks can choose not to. Well, this game is a roguelike in that it is a game that is like the game Rogue. Right? It's contemporary to Rogue even, not that much younger. You're not poison resistant. Okay. And we finally get Treasure Hunter. And we might be fire resistant. I think what we came up with before was that we would call them dungeon games, because most games that are described as roguelikes are about dungeons. They're randomized. They have something that makes you keep going forward. They have elements of risk in them. The reason not to punch is that monks can... I guess I'll eat that apple. Is that they're weapons with certain properties, and that can make them valuable. And there can be really powerful... Like, there are some weapons that are hard for most classes to use. Any powerful two-handed weapon... with the Beast Fighter, if you use a weapon as a Beast Fighter, your 2-hit and damage are greatly reduced. I'll pick up a whip just in case. So your ability to use weapons are straight up just reduced. Yeah, Dungeon Crawler to me describes like Gauntlet, which in its own way is something of a roguelike, but not quite. That's why I just called them Dungeon Game. Punch you to death. I have no need for anything more finessed than that. That broadsword's not going to be worth a lot of money. Our charisma is low, so our shopkeeper our prices are going to suck. Presumably our charisma is low because we are a filthy barbarian who eats raw meat and has giant knuckle bone calluses. You can throw weapons, and you can use ranged weapons just fine, which is important. Arrows and quarrels of giants and demon slaying are going to be of the utmost importance later on. Because there's lots of giants and demons that I don't even want to get remotely close to. So being able to kill them with slaying ammunition is going to be important. Things like Molochs and Balors. Even this guy, I don't especially want to fight with my hands because he'll kill me. But luckily he is slow and I am fast. And I want to get by you, slime boy. Punching a gelatinous cube is a fine way to get yourself paralyzed, and getting yourself paralyzed is a fine way of getting yourself murdered. There's a backwards room. Your controls are reversed in here. Come here, slime boy. Yeah, dragon slaying is usually good, because I also don't want to get too close to the ancient chaos worm, but more than likely we're going to have to punch the ancient chaos worm. But that's just the lot in life that Mango Boy has. That's what he was born to do. My name is Mango Boy, and I'm here to say I rip dragon ass in a major way. Man, that rat wanted it. That was an unusually and defensively minded rat. Just like that frog had more gold in its body than I would have imagined possible. What would you think if you went out into the world and murdered a frog, and out of that frog popped $5 American? First cat of the night. Luckily, beast fighters, I fat fingered again. Well, fuck cats anyways. I was about to say, luckily beast fighters are fast. So I could probably just outrun the cat, which I was doing. But then I punched the cat and it died. You don't want to kill cats in this game if you can help it, because there's a powerful NPC later on called the Cat Lord. And if you have never killed a cat, the Cat Lord will give you the Ring of the Master Cat, which is a useful artifact, especially to beast fighters. But if you kill cats, then he goes aggro. And I think he gets more powerful the more cats you kill. Alright, got kind of tense there for a second. Ring of fire resistance is nice. Some rocks are useful. Okay. Yeah, we're fast enough to punch a cat and rip it apart with our bare hands. What will probably happen if this character ever lives long enough to fight the Cat Lord is I would probably run away from it. Which is also not a sure thing. The Cat Lord is a very fast monster, and you can't teleport on the level that it persists in. Bare hands are bare hands. That's up to you. I'm not the one telling you how to live your life. I'm just the one telling Mangle Boy how to live his life. Lawful Altar. Pretty nice. It's in a terrible location. Increased melee accuracy, huh? Too bad I can't read that on my hands. Eat that goblin. We're finding lots of food because we have fairly high food preservation, which is a fairly rare skill. Humans are one of the few races that get food preservation. It's like humans and trolls. I gotta get that glow. Have you ever seen The Last Dragon, TK Cat? That's a very fun movie. Ah, no, saving things to be eaten later is the cooking skill. For some reason, the food preservation skill does not make food last any longer. It just makes corpses more likely to appear. Hearthlings are the masters of cooking, and I don't know if Hearthlings get food preservation. I think they do. And Hearthlings are just halflings, but by a different name. They were called hobbits in the original run of the game, but they got changed to Hearthlings at some point. Yeah, butchering is a fairly fine way to put it. We butcher them with our bare hands. And our bare hands. That small shield is worth some money. We don't have the music skill, so I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm just going to equip that ring mail. I usually don't like equipping armor. Out of the blue like that, because it could be cursed, but I'm just going to drop our armor that we currently have, because it can't be good. Silver wolves are very good eating. We're already doing 1d8 plus 12 damage, which is quite a bit. I don't want to go down there yet. Because at the bottom of the Druid dungeon, there is the black... kind of both. It's H-U-R-T-H-ling. I think I'm going to call it here for now. Man, that is a very terrible... Let me look something up. What level do you have to be to get the pyramid? 13. That's the only pickaxe I can get for sure, because that's a really terrible location for an altar. But that's going to be it for now. A town in Germany, I would believe, because this game is actually made by a German. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks everybody for joining. Tomorrow night will be a more important stream. We'll have special guest Kavanaugh with us for that one. But for now, I don't know if I'll get back to streaming more Mangle Boy anytime soon. I'll try to. But we'll see what my schedule looks like here in the coming days. But for tonight, good night.